Okay, we are live and today we are going to talk about Keychain. And let's just see if everybody can see us. And as you can see, we have this nice UI that we are going to populate. Let me know in the comments if you can see this. Yes, I do see that we can already see. So let's jump right into it and let me just show you how this will look like. We are going to talk about Keychain and how to store all of your secure, sensitive data into a secure place, and that is the Keychain for iOS. And let's just go and type in here Alex. Let's set the name, the score, maybe 24. Let's set the score there. Email support at rebeloper.com. There we go. Rebeloper. Set email, and you can see it's really nice. Now we can set a password. There we go, tapping on set password. Now we get the password, and we may also print out all the keys that already are right over here. As you can see, we have item, that's for our name, score, email, and password. Now we can delete the password, and let's just print that out again. And also we can clear all of our key value pairs, and let's print out all the keys. As you can see, all of them are empty. So this is what we are going to build out Keychain. And let's just start talking about why we need Keychain. Well, basically, when you want to store some sensitive data of your user or whatever your app holds, you don't want to use user defaults for that. I beg you, don't ever use user default. It can easily be hacked, accessed. Even on a jailbroken iPhone, it's just really easy to access. So what you want to use is Keychain, and you want to have a real robust kind of library around Keychain, and that is what I'm going to show you today, to be used in SwiftUI apps easily. And by the way, in all iOS apps or macOS apps, this will be really nice. Now, I tell you that this will be used really easily in SwiftUI app because I have created this unpublished item var item. Take a look at this. How awesome is that? And it is like at app storage and at published, but for Keychain. And yes, you heard that right. Whenever you are going to update the item or the score or the email, the UI will update accordingly. And of course, if you are going to take it old school, you can also set the score, get the email, delete the item or whatever, the imperative way. But now you can have it also like this, declaratively, the real SwiftUI way. So what you need to do in order to do this is, well, let's just take a look at our demo project right over here. Go ahead and check out the link in the description. I will just send you these resources. Like, they are basically just two files, the content view and our content view model. Let's just build and run and see how this looks like. Yeah, this is actually the demo, the world demo project. And yeah, it does actually nothing. It's just all set up. We have our content view with all of that UI, so I don't waste time on that. And then we have our content view model linked, all of that. And I already have all of these like commented out because we need to add something here. A great way of adding, like, handling Keychain, because handling Keychain, accessing it, setting, getting values from the Keychain is notoriously hard to do. And even so in SwiftUI apps, where you want to do it declaratively. So what I did is I built that library for you. Now, that is available on our site. Just go ahead and check out store.rebeloper.com/keychain what. So keychain minus what. That is where you want to do. The link is in the description for a 50% off value. Now, as you can see, you will get a library, which I will use today, but there's a lot packed in there. And by the way, only the first 10 people who use that coupon code will have 50% off on this really nice library. So what does this Keychain Vault do? So yeah, I'm calling it Keychain Vault. It's a simple API, supports accessibility. For example, opening it up in with your Face ID or Touch ID or whatever. So whenever, let's say, you are not authenticated with your face, Keychain will not be accessible for your app. Also, it supports access group. So let's say you have multiple apps, different apps, and you want to have the same keychains, so the same data accessible between them. You can also do that with access group. Also, it supports iCloud share. So let's say your user has multiple devices. Therefore, he or she can access that keychain value on those multiple devices. Of course, they do need to have on their device keychain sharing enabled. You can set, get, string, bool, data, int, double, float, all of the basic stuff. Also, and this is really a mind blow, you can set or get codable objects. So if you create an item that is codable, it has a name or whatever, then you can set or get it. Of course, you can delete it from or to Keychain. Now, a cool part that it works really nicely with Swift UI with a publish property wrapper. You can delete and clear data, access to the keys list that you already saw that. We have proper error handling with throwing functions built in Swift 5.5, and it's 100% documented. Okay, let's just go a little bit down so we can see it in just. So you have 3 steps here. Just declare the variable as a published variable. You just set the value like so. So just go score equals 24, and then you just use it in your views. How awesome is that? It's really, really great. And it will update. So if you update the score, the text will be updated. But there's more. You can just use it like setting, getting, deleting it manually. Now you just go in the do catch statement, try Keychain Vault, set whatever value you want to a key. And that's it. You just get it the same way for that key, and you delete with the key the same way. As I told you, you can control who and how accesses your data with iCloud Keychain, accessibility, and access groups. We are going to cover all of these. And of course, it's 100% documented, so you know what it is. And here I have a little bit of history, or just not history, just a little explanation of what Keychain is. And yeah, basically that is it. You want to go to store.rebeloper.com /keychain-vault. And if you're interested in a 50% off, go ahead and check out the link in the description. So let's get back to our project right over here. And let's just see what we have till there. So we have a declarative way of handling Keychain and an imperative way. Now in the declarative way, I mean that this should, the property wrapper should be used. So the UI will automatically update itself. On the imperative part, I say that, okay, we are kind of telling the Keychain Vault to just set or get or delete that key value pair from the keychain and all. So we are just doing some stuff, and we are accountable to update the UI if that is needed. Hello, Krishna, welcome to the live session. Hopefully you will learn quite a lot about Keychain today. Okay, so yeah, let's just see what we got here. We have our content view, and as you can see, we have commented some things out, and that is because we need to add our library in here. So once you make your purchase, you will see that you will have this downloadable resource, and that is called Keychain Vault, and we have all of these nice files right over here. Let me just close this, and you want to drag and drop this into your project, and we are done. So that's all you need to do. Yeah, make sure that you have all of these files in your project. Now let's see, what do we have right over here? So first of all, let me just show you what we want to do first. Well, we have this name, and we want to set that name, but right over here I want to have a text that will present that name once I set it, and that name actually is inside a codable. So here we have this item, and we have that name property, and we have this really nice initializer, so I can just initialize it with an empty string. So yeah, let's just try to do this. So what do we have to do? First of all, as you can see, we have the name text as a published variable. So let's just go and take a look at the content view. The name text is tied to the text field. So whatever we type into the text field will be available on the name text. So that is how we input our data to our text field. Now, on the content view, as you can see, we have this set name. So that's on the button tab. So what we need to do first is create an item, actually, a key value pair on Keychain. And how it's really, really simple. Just want to go at published, just add a name for your key value pair in the Keychain, and then var item equals item. And that will use the default Keychain. Of course, you can just have here, just type in here store, I believe that. Let me just go into our published variable right over here, and yeah, it's options. So we want to go and select, as you can see, it's really nicely documented. So we just go options, and let's just create a keychain vault options. And right over here, you may have a key prefix, an access. So the access is, let's just go right over here and see default option, accessible after first unlock, when unlocked, this device only. So we have that really nice access. The access group is what you want to set up if you want to have this available on multiple apps, not just this app, but another project, another app. And I do have a really nice explanation of how to use this. As you can see, if we just option click right over here, I have all of the documentation, how to set up your access group. It's really, really nice. Also, we have this synchronizable. So if it is synchronizable, then it will be accessible through iCloud Keychain. By default, it's set to false, but all you have to do is set here true. And that's just it. We just add our options if we want to. Otherwise, we are just going to use the default options. I'm just going to go and use the default options. And the key prefix, that is just for testing purposes. By the way, take a look at the documentation. It's really, really detailed. So we have our item right over here. So what we want to do is when you tap on set name, we actually want to go item.name equals name text. So we grab the name text string value and put it onto the keychained item. And of course, because the name is the string value, we are going to add it right over here. And finally, we want to clear out the name, that text from our text field. So we set name text to an empty string. So let's build and run and see how this looks like. As you can see, just a few lines of code and we are done. Oh, by the way, we need to uncomment also the text right over here, which is referencing the view models item, which is, again, this is really powerful, which is a keychain item. So we are getting the item's name printed out in that text. So let's build and run and see how this looks like. So there we go. As you can see, item name, empty string by default. So that's why we don't see anything right over here. So let's add in here Alex, and let's save that. So let's build and run again. So we can see that it's actually in there. So we do have it inside the keychain. Now let's just update that maybe to Bob. Let's set that and let's build and run again. And it will be Bob as we expect it to do. Now this works with other types also, not just codables. As you can see, just a reminder, we have this item as a codable. Now you maybe want to have an int value. So what do? We just create another published score variable named score, and the default value will be 0. Now this default value, by the way, will be used if no value has been added just yet. So it's like with app storage. Okay, do the same thing when you set the score. And let's just go back to our content view and let's comment out that text. Let's see that. So it's well, actually, there we go. We have our score, and yeah, I should have done this, not email, but score. There we go. And we just updated that in the documentation, so in the dummy file, so you won't have that issue. So we have our score right over here. So when we set the score, maybe 36, let's set the score. There we go, it's 36. And just so you get proof that it's been saved there, there we go, we have our score of 36 right over there. The same goes for the email. That is not going to take in an int value, but it's going to take in a string value. Is the same old thing as we did previously. You can see it's really, really easy to use. Let's just go with email, maybe support@rebeloper.com. There we go. Let's set that email and it's done. Let's build and run again so we can see that it's actually in there. Now you can believe me, it is. Now, another way of doing this is imperatively, because maybe you don't really want to have a published variable, so you don't really want to use it on your views, and but you still want to access some data from your keychain. So what I've done here is have a password, and the password text is just bind to the secure field. Let's just take a look at that. There we go. Let's just go down over here. The password text is bind to the secure field. Really nice. And we are presenting the password for our text. So let's just go right back over here. And what we want to do is just have a do catch statement. And after our setting, I'm just going to set back the password text to be an empty string. And this is all we have to do. Just try keychain vault set password text. That is the actual password for the key password. And yeah, we can print out the errors, localized description if there will be any errors, but otherwise you just have that right over here. So let's just build and run and see if we can just save a password right over here. Let's just have capital A SD exclamation mark 23. So let's set that password. Of course, we don't really see it because this is imperative. We are not working declaratively on this. So what we want to do is implement the get password function. Let's just, and that's basically really simple. Just go password equals try keychain word get the password, and that's it. I want to show that the password is actually right over here as the text. There we go. It's the view model.password. That is what's on the text. So that is what we are assigning that keychain value get there. So let's just tap on get password. There we go. ASD exclamation mark 23. So now that we have all of these two, let's just go set a new password 123456789 and let's send that password. And now let's get the password. There we go. We have that really easy to guess password. Okay. So let's build and run again to see that it's actually working. Let's just get the password. There it is. Now, how do we delete? Well, that is really simple. So let's just go into the content view model. Here we have our delete password, try keychain value.delete and the key that you want to delete. And let's just see that in action. Okay, well, let's first of all, let's get the password. So we know that it's right over there. Let's delete the password. And now let's get the password again. And now you will see a little bit of interesting things. So we will have actually an error because the key value pair has been deleted. So as you can see, the operation couldn't be completed. Here is the code of error for that. And this is an OS error. So you can take a look at this link where all of the result code errors will be available. So you can act accordingly in your UI, presenting the alert, let's say, for the user. Okay, and that is how you can delete. Now, clearing out the keychain means that it's going to remove everything from the keychain, all key value pairs. Of course, you do want to have, if you are setting up a custom keychain vault, then all of these functions will have, let's just go clear, and you see we have options. So if you just go for the delete, the get, the set, all of them will have these options, and you just do the same options what you are setting, getting, and deleting with. Okay, so this will clear out all of our keychains. So let's just build and run. Maybe let's just add a password. So 1, 2, 3. Let's set the password, maybe get the password. Okay, now let's clear it. And now if I get the password again, we will not have anything. Of course, you might want to get all the keys. So it's just simply printing out a keychain vaults.all keys, which is an array of strings. Let's just build and run. This will be really easy to do. Let's set a password of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Set that password. Now print all keys. And here we do have a password. Of course, items, scores, and email is already there. Now let's clear everything. And now let's print out all the keys. And as you can see, it's an empty array. So yeah, that is how you can use Keychain Vault. Again, let me just show you. It is at store.rebeloper.com/keychain-vault, and take a look at the coupon code in the description where you can have 50% off for the first 10 people. And as usual, if you do like this type of videos, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one.